Welcome along, weekend roundup. Oh my days. We're in for a great show today, guys. Well, what about the North London derby?
I'm not getting rattled.
And we're 3 points off top 4, so it's not looking too bad.
Yeah. Foden 88, Saka 87. I think that's wrong.
Nice that you put your top on. You want to take it off and get the branding out? Happy birthday!
Make a wish to win the league.
I did.
But how much chance will Arsenal have of winning the Champions League?
0, mate.
If we got free PSV, do you think there's any chance?
No.
Hang on, let me finish.
Predictions.
2-1 Tottenham.
3-1 Liverpool. 2-0 Wolves.
Chelsea to beat Man United at Old Trafford.
Still there.
You're in trouble if we win this game.
You better not lose on Saturday.
We beat the world champions this weekend. That makes you world champion.
We're the world champions, but you're not in a title race.
This is why you'll never win the league.
6 billion down the drain.
Robbie celebrating a 1-0 win. Abby, Pilates instead of trophies. You're never walk alone.
Catch us every Monday for the weekend roundup.
Yes, everybody, welcome back to DR Sports. Welcome back to Live at 5 after what has been, at least for me and the other guys on this panel, a fantastic weekend of football. Some hate watching has been great. Some watching our own team has been fantastic. So today, I'll start that one again. My name is Dylan. I am your host today, as I am at Live at 5 on DR Sports. And on my left, we've got Laurie. Back in the building again to dissect all the latest United drama. Well, it's just United drama, football drama around the Premier League and the world. And on my right, I've got Jack as well.
A great weekend. I'm loving being an Arsenal fan right now.
It's even so am I. Like literally.
You're loving being an Arsenal fan right now.
No, I'm loving being a United fan. No, obviously what I mean. I don't love being an Arsenal fan. I'm not an Arsenal fan. I work with too many of you who just despise that club. No, that's not true. But also, you're wearing a fantastic shirt today.
Yeah, it's Andalusia, apparently. It's like a region of Spain. You know, like Basque and Catalonia have their own team. It's like some national... You know Adrian at Liverpool?
Yeah.
He's got one cap for these.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you said like it's an unofficial national side or something?
Yeah, you know, like you can play for Catalonia and they're like kind of are a team, but they're not like in like World Cup qualifiers or anything. And it's one of them. But yeah.
That's so much fun. You learn something new every single day.
Every day is a school day.
Yeah, every day is a school day. And for the Premier League, especially this weekend, it's been say it's a school day. Some teams have been schooled. They've been schooled. We have learned a lot this week. I think I learned a lot about every team. And there's been, some conversations about the title race at the moment because the congestion.
Really?
In terms of the congestion of the Premier League's top 10 at the minute, you've got Arsenal, who are, 4 points clear?
Yeah.
4 of Sunderland, 6 of City, 7 of Liverpool, I think.
You've got that. And then, second to 10th or 11th, it's only a couple points. It's 17, 16, 16, 16, 15, 15, 14. It's crazy. So there are obviously questions about the title race.
I don't look backwards. I only look ahead.
Oh, okay, spicy.
There's nothing to look at.
But who would you, in the terms of the title race, there are questions about who is in the title race, who isn't in the title race, who's challenging Arsenal for this. As Arsenal fans, you say you're not really looking at anyone, but which are the teams that you're realistically looking at the moment? Because you don't want to look behind yourself, but you do need to, when you're in a title race, when you're competing trophies, you need to at least keep tabs. Who are you actually keeping tabs on and who aren't you? So, for example, you've got Sunderland in second, United now are up to 6th, only a couple points off second place.
Third, I think.
Bournemouth are third. But are you looking at these teams or are you actually just focusing on yourself and just thinking about maybe City?
I'll be honest with you. I mean, obviously, Jack will have his own view. I never want to speak for Jack. He knows his thing. But from my point of view, I'm just thinking of Arsenal winning every game because statistically, if we win all our games, okay, if we're not going to win every single game, but you know what I'm saying. If we take care of our business, we don't have to worry about anyone else because the gap is already there. So I'm honestly just focusing game to game on what we need to do. And if we do it, then yeah. So, in answer to your question, no one in particular.
You're not even. So even though obviously Liverpool have had their problems and Man City are starting to kind of, well, they were gaining form until they lost at Villa. Are you not even really concentrating on that?
Well, I'm not going to lie. I can't sit here and say I didn't have the odd giggle at Liverpool's implosion, and I did have a right smile on my face when people were telling me prior to the weekend that City, they're going to be your main challengers and they go and drop points to Villa. But honestly, I'm just looking at whoever we play. Right, can we beat them? Will we beat them? That's my focus. Because as I said, the gap is there. So if we carry on doing what we're doing, and at the moment, I've got no reason to not think otherwise, then we'll be okay.
I hear it. Jack, are you of the same mentality or are you looking a bit more towards who could be coming at you?
I'm kind of the same. because we've got 6 points to City, 7 to Liverpool, whatever it is, we're in that position where as long as we do our thing, we win the league. Like basically, as long as we don't lose 2 more games than those between now and the end of the season. So it's focus on us. But I mean, look, I look at Liverpool, they aren't out of it in my opinion. I look at City, I think they're not out of it. But again, it's not like, I think 3 seasons ago, the first year we challenged for the title, it was like City are very capable of winning every single game. So like it was like every time Arsenal drop points, you know that gap's going to close. Whereas I don't see that with City or Liverpool this year. Like I could see us having an off game and dropping points, but then the next week Liverpool drop points or City drop points. It's not like, they used to call them the Sharks, didn't they? Of like City are closing in, like you draw this game and now it's down by 2 points, now it's down by another 3 points, but...
Well, I mean, I've got to say, Arsenal, I reckon, more than any other club at the moment, know that. Like, when you're on top, but you just know they're right behind you. And, to Arsenal's credit, you're the ones at the moment who just keep picking up those points. You keep picking up the kind of, the 1-0 win against Crystal Palace, making sure that you just aren't conceding goals. Because before we went live, Laurie, I've had a long day. Laurie, you said to me that you reckon Arsenal aren't scoring enough goals. But do you reckon it's fine what you're doing at the moment in context of the fact that you're not conceding goals, so therefore you actually don't need to score as many goals as someone such as Liverpool, because they keep leaking goals left, right and centre? Yeah,
very much so. So, listen, the defence speaks for itself. Best defence in the Premier League. Has actually been for the last 2 seasons. So the defence is taking care of itself. I would like to see us score a few more goals. So, for example, the game against Palace on Sunday, we overcame a fairly stuttery start. I think Palace did provide us a few problems. We got the goal, and thereafter we were pretty much in control. We had a good second half. Now, really and truly, with the amount of chances created and possession that we had, would have liked to have scored a couple goals more. Especially when you consider in the last 5-6 minutes of that game, Palace had some possession there that could, on another day, have been costly. You know what I'm saying? When a team just goes down the other end, creates something out of nothing, or they get a set piece, or whatever. So we would have liked to have had that cushion. We didn't get it, but we won the game, and in the end, in the final analysis, we were relatively comfortable. So if we keep doing that, then yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, I think that's the story of the weekend, isn't it? About some teams were quite comfortable in what they were doing for the most part, and other teams just could never get going. Like when you watch City lose against Villa, it felt like they never even really got going. When you're watching, Liverpool against Brentford, they went a goal down and they never really fighting back. Towards the end, obviously Salah scored a lovely goal. That's probably the first time he's done that this season. It's just, whereas you look at Arsenal, you're saying that, you got that lead and then you stayed there. United, we scored a couple goals. We got 2-0 up, 3-0 up, and then we wavered a little bit, but I think we like the free kick, for example, that Welbeck's free kick was taken 10 metres ahead of where it should have been. Yeah. It was taken on the edge of the area when I forgot who was running through, but Dorgu took him out kind of equidistant between the halfway line and the box. So it's like that free kick, it was a great free kick. Maybe Le Mans should have saved it, but it should never have happened anyway. In another day, that free kick doesn't even happen. The corner, should have done better, but for the most part, we were just on top of that game and we just smacked them. And then we scored in the end as well. So I do think there's a lot of this weekend. It's just a case of, some teams just never ever got going, whereas other teams got their early goal and just stayed there. Yeah, I mean that's literally what Arsenal have been doing. Like you were saying, it's we don't really go into games feeling like we're going to lose. So it's just as long as we can find the way to win, which is a great position to be in. It's not like I don't think many Arsenal fans went into Palace being like we could lose this one. It's they've got a good defence. We might struggle to score here, but we're probably not going to lose as long as we can find that way to break them down, whether it's a corner, a free kick, whatever. It's as long as we can do that at least once, we're probably going to win because we're not going to concede, which is an amazing position to be in. Because I literally saw something on Twitter before this that the first 5 games of 2019 we conceded 96 shots in 5 games. We shipped 37 shots away at Watford. That's crazy. We went.
Actually, I remember that.
There was the Guendouzi one where he went like that when he came off, saying we're 2-0 up, and then they had 37 shots.
Wasn't it? That game was 2-2 at the end, right? Yeah. We went a period. We had that under Ten Hag, where we were conceding on average, I think it was either 18 or 21 shots a game for a period of 6 or 7 weeks. It was mental. It was just kind of fine because all the shots were long shots. But it was because we had Andre Onana in goal, who was just dropping the ball left, right, and centre every week anyway. So the team
And you
was
had a
like,
20-yard gap between your centre back and your DM.
Oh yeah, it was ridiculous. But it was like if you got Andre Onana, then who's dropping the goal, like kind of shooting, create almost. You reckon shooting
Creates
has
chaos.
a 1 in 5 chance of creating a chance?
Like Kepa had that at Chelsea for a while, where it was like he's not that tall, so as long as you just hit it towards the top corners, like you've got a good chance.
Exactly, yeah, like the XG doubles because you just like kind of every
It's
shot
Kepa.
is almost like you're banking on the rebound. It's like when United beat Liverpool, it's because we were doing it long ball and banking just on winning the second ball, which is effectively a rebound from a header. It was just like Liverpool were never going to win any of those second balls. And once again, Arne Slot talks about the weakness of long throws before the game, and then the team turns around and goes, "Oh, you know what? Okay, we're just going to do long balls and long throws again."
Just to go back to Arsenal as well, picking up on something that Jack said, for I think our last 3 Premier League games, which have been Palace, Fulham and West Ham respectively, all London clubs by the way, we've not conceded a shot on target.
No, they said there's one yesterday, but it was that one where Raya goes to catch the cross and then Ketia sort of heads it at the same time.
Oh, right,
They've counted that as a shot on target, but it's the
Yeah.
whole of October. He's
So
not
when
faced
you're
a genuine
keeping
shot.
teams to 0 shots even on target, that is some feat. And that is the bedrock of Arsenal this season. That solid defence that just looks impregnable at the moment. So it gives you that confidence. And you know, I don't know about Jack. Actually, Jack kind of hinted at it, actually. As soon as Eze scores that goal in, what was it, the 39th minute?
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, this game is won.
It's game
I
over,
mean, I
yeah.
know that may sound a little arrogant or whatever. It may come across as a little bit, But I honestly did feel that. As soon as Eze scored that goal, I'm like, right, I can't see us losing this game.
No, I mean,
I cannot see us losing this game.
And like, who was in the crowd? Was it George Graham was in the crowd?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, 1-0 to the Arsenal.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
you go 1-0 up. And it wasn't even like, it's not like we shut up shop. It's just we're so defensively
That's right.
strong. I mean,
Just sound.
and like Mateta's having the better of Saliba, comes off at half time, Mosquera comes on, it's all right, deal with him then. Like, we're in that blessed position.
What was I don't know what the deal was with Saliba coming
They've
off.
not
What
said
is that?
anything.
Was there any sort
I'm
of
hearing
injury
there was
or
a
was it
knock.
Yeah.
a knock? So it wasn't like some sort of
That's what's
tactical. But do you
these-
think maybe there could have been some tactical
People are
change
saying
involved?
it's a knock, but no one's seen him like limp off at half time or anything. So, but Mateta had the better of him. So I think it might have been you probably could play on, but this is a good opportunity. You're having a bit of an off day. If you felt something, let's just
protect him.
Yeah, let's just protect you. Get Mosquera on because I mean,
It's
Mateta
not like
was
the manager to
rolling.
make drastic substitutions like that.
I think he's getting better at it this year, though. I remember City
Being a
half
little more ruthless.
Yeah, Man City half time. He just does Eze and Saka on, and then there's been a few others where he's made the early changes, which is something he's like you say he's never done before. He always
Yeah.
waits till sort of 70.
He's learned from that Liverpool game where you took. It's like Eze didn't start, for example,
Yeah,
but
he came on. He got like 10 minutes,
and then it took way too long for Eze to then come on in the second half. And I think he's becoming a little more ruthless now, and I think that's good. And it's going to be interesting to see if like Arteta is becoming more ruthless and just kind of saying like playing more like slightly more based on merit, even if that's per game or overall form in the last few games. What happens when Havertz is back?
Yeah, I think he trusts his depth for the first time. I mean, if Saliba's having an off game for the past couple of seasons, it's very different to be like, oh well, we can bring on Kivior and play him on like his right foot, or we can bring on Rob Holding, or like we've actually now got that Mosquera, Hincapié, Calafiori. Like you can make changes, and he probably feels more confident. Like, why would you make an early change when you're taking someone off for Nketiah, respectfully?
Yeah.
Or like, why would you make, if we're losing the midfield battle, you still probably shouldn't bring off Odegaard for El Neni. Like, you stick it out, but when you trust your depth and the quality, like it's a nice.
Havertz is, if I'm right, due to come back soon, isn't he? He's only like at least like max like a couple weeks away from his injury.
Yeah.
But I'm just looking at it here. Some reports are putting him at potentially coming back literally on Wednesday. So, but even if it's like kind of coming back towards November or
Jesus
maybe
is training
internationally
again as
after,
well.
Jesus is training.
I saw Jesus in Zara on Saturday, and he told
really?
me. He actually told me.
Did he say? That
Well, he
he's
didn't
back
say
soon?
exactly when he's coming back, but I
said soon.
actually did ask him the question, are you coming back soon? And I hope I'm not betraying, well, I've already betrayed confidence. But he said he'll be back soon. Those was his
Well,
exact words.
you've got DR Sports live at 5, exclusive here right now.
I saw Gabriel Jesus in Zara on Saturday, early evening, had a little brief conversation with him. Extremely nice guy, very pleasant, very accommodating.
Yeah.
I put the question to him, how's the injury going? Will you be back soon? And his exact words were, I'll be back soon. So
There you go. So if Havertz
there
is
you
back
go.
in a couple of weeks, Jesus is back in a couple of weeks. There is the question of what's now going to happen to Gyökeres, because we can agree to different levels on this, but it's not quite been the season for him so far, has it? I know I've seen the Nando's sofa score ratings.
It's not even Nando's, because Nando's has green and orange in it. It's just red.
It's been red and orange. It's 5.9, 5.4, and is there? If Arteta is becoming a bit more ruthless in his managerial selections, once these guys are back, and once Havertz, for example, is back fit and ready to start, is he just going to slot back into that starting 11? Do you reckon?
I don't think he slots back in, but I do think there's the Gyökeres. You've had 60 minutes, so now Havertz gets 30, and if he performs well, then he starts the next one, and Gyökeres gets 30, and, you know, maybe Gyökeres against tired legs, he comes on and gets a couple of goals, and it becomes like a Trossard-Martinelli situation where whoever starts is poor and whoever comes on does well. But
it's an interesting situation because anyone that follows Arsenal will tell you, right? It's an open secret that for whatever reason, the manager seems to have a soft spot for Havertz. Any Arsenal Jack is right there, he'll tell you.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we've all seen it.
We've all seen it. When Havertz scores, he'll throw him up in front of the crowd and take the floor. So, at the very least, he rates Havertz.
he'll put him in midfield. If Gyökeres is doing well, he'll put Havertz in midfield just to make sure he gets minutes. Well, he done it last year where Jesus bagged a hat-trick against Palace in the Cups, and then the following game of the weekend, he gave Jesus the start he deserved and put Havertz in centre mid.
So if Havertz goes in midfield, it's what? Zubimendi, Rice and Havertz?
Yeah, or like if against a low block, you might do like the Rice, Havertz, Odegaard or something.
Or I reckon you just might do a straight swap and say, look, you sit this one out, Havertz, and then you come on. I honestly think that's what will happen. Yeah. So Gyökeres is enjoying life at the moment, being that striker that can't get dropped or rotated.
I don't think he's enjoying life.
Well, when I say drop, I'm enjoying starting
security.
Yeah,
he's got the security.
He's got the starting berth at the moment without too much thought. But as soon as Havertz is back, mate, trust me, that situation will be.
I really think we're going to see Gyökeres dropped, even if it's for a couple games, quite quickly. Or Havertz will be the Prem starting striker kind of thing.
Yeah.
It might be where Gyökeres is going to be Champions League and or Carabao Cup for now, which is mad to say, like literally just a few months into him.
Well, there is a school of thought. There is a school of thought to suggest that Gyökeres was more Andrea Berta signing rather than Arteta's.
I don't think there's a school of thought. I think that's just true, isn't it? Arteta
I say that because I don't know for sure.
Yeah,
Arteta's wanted Šeško for ages, and it didn't happen. Which
thank God.
I was about to say we can debate if you'd rather have Gyökeres and Šeško because I mean we
don't need to go there.
We talked about that. We talked about that a couple days ago.
So I say that to say this. So if that is the case, and you're saying it's written right, then it's not a stretch to imagine that once Havertz and Jesus is back fit, then Gyökeres, if he's not scoring at the rate he should be scoring at, the way the manager deems it, then he will make that change. I've got no hesitation in saying that whatsoever.
Yeah, I do. I think it's coming.
It's a shame for him as well, I think, because if you look at all of Arsenal's new signings, they've kind of had that opportunity to bed themselves in. Like, all of Arsenal's signings so far have almost been gifted the opportunity to prove themselves. Like,
except Norgard,
yeah, but Madueke was really doubted by the fans. Saka gets injured really early on, so he has a few games, sort of proves himself, wins the fans over. Odegaard's now gone down and is out for a few weeks. Eze's come in, he's now scored, and it's like, okay, you're having your moment to prove yourself. People didn't really know what Mosquera was about, and then Saliba goes down, and he goes, oh, he can hack Anfield, he can go to Newcastle, like, he's good. So it was meant to be if Havertz is out for a few months, this gives Gyökeres the opportunity to play every game, get some goals, build that momentum, rather than having to earn his way into the team, and he's been the one that hasn't quite been able to take advantage of sort of having no competition for a while.
Yeah, I mean, and also once it's like 2 games, obviously, I say once it's 2 games a week, it's 2 games a week for you guys at the moment anyway. Mm-hmm. Having 2 good strikers is never a bad thing, ever. No. It just depends on how you can manage them a la Liverpool.
Right, it's
not
nice.
having the time of their lives.
Yeah, I mean, I think the difference between us and Liverpool with our strikers is ours actually offer different things, so you can have rationale. Like, you can say this game suits Havertz, this game suits Gyökeres, but with Liverpool, it's like, you've got Isak, or you've got the younger, slightly cheaper Isak in Ekitike. So that's a bit more...
And arguably at the moment, fitter and better.
You can only justify that on form. Like, the only way you can pick between them is form, whereas at least with Arsenal, it's, we want to hold the ball up more and drop deep and win more duels. So this is a Havertz game, or there's going to be more room in behind because it's a Champions League game. So this is a Gyökeres game. So
it's the same with us. Like our two striker options, I'd say, like genuine striker options, are Šeško and Cunha. Right? They are completely different players. Xerxes,
Josh,
but he's played. Joshua Xerxes has played fewer minutes than Andre Onana for us this season. That's what's happened to him.
I respect how gassed he looks for you guys, though.
Oh, he loves this club. He loves it. He's also so well loved, by the way, in this dressing room. He's just not as good as any other option we have at the minute.
You say
that's
that,
all
but didn't he say the other day that he'd entertain leaving in January?
Yeah, I'm sure he does. Yeah,
but it was like after they won at Anfield, he was like running on the pitch, jumping with all the players. He wasn't playing that I didn't even come on. Like,
yeah, no, he is a proper team player. He's a proper good guy, and in another world, probably plays for us. But the thing is he's competing against Šeško, Cunha, and Mbeumo and Ahmad for the front four positions. That's just a long day because they are just good players. They're just probably better players and better suited to Amorim than he is. He's not as good in the air as Šeško, not as quick as the other three, not as good with the ball at his feet as Mbeumo or Cunha. So it's just kind of, if they're fit, you're not going to play. There will be scope for him to probably play once AFCON starts, because we've got Ahmad and Mbeumo both going to AFCON, as well as
he's a good link-up striker, but I think Šeško can give you that as well.
He's neat and tidy, but he's not as good as the rest. And it's not to say that he's also not a good player, but he also, if you're talking about strikers who score goals, he's got 7 goals in 49 appearances for us.
One in 7.
Yeah. Christopher says, big up Uncle Laurie for still shopping at stores for us commoners.
Hey, I love Zara, man. I'm even giving them a free promotion, right? So I hope that next time I go in there, the Brent Cross,
other shops are available.
Yeah,
other shops are available.
I'm hoping next time I go in there, then the manager takes me to one side and gives me a little bag.
There you go. Thank you very much. There's plenty of shops that personally.
But that is a true story. I did actually see Jesus in Zara.
I don't get. This stuff never happens to me. I always see like my mates. I remember like when we used to go to school, they'd meet random footballers in random shops and everything. Mine is I once saw Peter Crouch. I've never seen any other footballer out and about. I don't know if you have, Jack.
We had Eze the other day, but
Eze, that's true, but that was slightly more.
We knew that was happening.
That was slightly more pre-planned, so to speak. Whereas this is just like Gabriel Jesus just looking for.
I must admit, I was surprised to see him.
A new hat or something.
Was he on his own? Just
he seemed to be looking around. He might have had a lady friend or somebody else shopping at the same time. But I mean, I didn't want to stick around and be a nuisance. But for the time I was talking to him, which was very briefly, albeit he was on his own.
Have you seen that? Have you seen the new video about Semenyo going around?
Yeah.
I think it's so funny. It's great. It's just Semenyo going shopping at Lidl, and it's his girlfriend or something.
His partner did a day in the life thing, and they're going to Lidl and just putting in like the 10p like mince meat and whatever.
Yeah.
And people are just replying like, "I can't believe the economy is so done. Like, I can't believe Semenyo's shopping in Lidl."
Mate, I shop at Lidl.
These multi-million-pound footballers are still like bargain hunting in like the middle aisle of Lidl.
That was that.
Yeah, but the game's the game. Like, would you if you were earning a load more money, would you go and pay like £200 for some mints or something?
I'm getting a Ocado delivered to my house. I'm not leaving.
That's a really good point. I didn't really think of that. Ocado M&S or Waitrose delivery. I know. I like that. I like Lidl because of the middle aisle. But obviously, once again, there's other shops available. Moving back to football, away from
there are other contracts available
from the shops. It's player of the month. So it's that time of the month at the moment where the month's over. There's a few days. New Premier League new Premier League game week happens 1st of November. So we've had 3 games this month. We've had some teams such as United, Arsenal, Bournemouth are on fantastic form, and other teams such as Liverpool and Chelsea somewhat are not on as good form. But who do we think is going to win, first of all, player of the month? Because my shout is big, bald Brian Mbeumo. I think he has been, considering this, like, I'm taking into account like the standard that players set versus how well they've been playing this month. Like, as in like towards the beginning of the season versus how they're playing now. I think it's Mbeumo. 3 wins, 4 goals, and all of his goals have been massively essential goals, and also a lovely assist against for Mount's first goal.
I must admit, he's a very good player. He's the kind of player that fans from other clubs can appreciate as well. He works hard. He seems like a pretty humble guy. He's not given to excess, is he? Got a great attitude, apparently. And obviously he's got real quality. Scores goals. Yeah, that's a good shout. I mean, There's a few others though.
Semenyo.
Semenya, Walter Mard,
Granit Xhaka's been
Granit Xhaka,
top.
Jurrien Timber.
Yeah, I mean, you're
He's in the
naming good
mix.
players, but to me, I still can't see a player who's had a better month than Brian Mbeumo. He scored in the 3 games, one of them being in the second minute, 72 seconds into away at Anfield.
I'm okay with it. Like, I'm not going to object it. I just want to.
Do you
I
not
wanna give it easy.
Do you not have any
What
other
about
shouts then?
the Sunderland guy? Is it Isidore?
He scored at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah.
He's scored a few though, isn't he?
I think Mbeumo is probably the banker for this month. I'm just looking at. I've just typed in player of the month on
Matty
X
Cash.
and
he's
all
had
Well,
a
we've
good
got
month.
one of
Matty
the
Cash has had a very good month.
Madfoot says Mbeumo or Haaland, probably Mbeumo because United won at Anfield, even though Haaland was freakish. Do we think Haaland? Because how much does team achievement go into these awards? Because obviously you got Haaland's had a crazy month, but also they lost 1-0 away at Villa. So like, is it like?
Score.
And he didn't score. So is it just a case of he was player of the month for the first 2 games, and the fact that his team lost and he didn't score meant that he then, because if City had won that game 3-0 and Haaland had got an assist and not scored, he'd probably have a better shout because his team won their 3 games.
Yeah, I think it also takes into account your performance, because if it was just based on, it takes into account your standards. Sorry, because if it was based on who's the best player, Haaland's going to win it like most months. I think you have to actually like go above and beyond your standards. So
Yeah, I think it's kind of a case of you do to it.
who got it earlier?
gets
Was it
to-
Grealish?
Grealish won August, and then I can't remember who won September. Chat. if you-
Semenya's not won anything.
Haaland won September.
Well, Haaland did win September, yeah.
Semenya's not one.
Semenya's not one player of the month so
He
far.
won
no.
PFA for September.
Yeah, but he
Which
didn't
is
win.
different, but he didn't
Just
win the
not
Premier
the.
League
Not, I'm talking about Premier League Player of the Month here, because obviously people give different weights to the
For
different
the month
ones.
of October.
Yeah. Because like so we were sat there, right? We were told, was it Friday or was it Thursday? We did the rankings. Thursday we did the rankings, yeah. And I was sat here and I was getting slated for saying Mbeumo was an A-class
is De Ligt
signing.
not a shout for you then?
Not for Player of the Month. No, Mbeumo's been better than De Ligt, but I think De Ligt has also. But De Ligt, so in terms of Man United, I don't know what you guys, other United fans, think out there. Mbeumo has been our Player of the Season this season, and then De Ligt is a close second. And I don't think anyone else is in that bracket at all. Obviously, Bruno's been good at points, but he's also had poor games. Harry Maguire obviously had a good game with Liverpool, but he's only started started like 3 Premier League games a season. Who else has been good? Ahmad's been decent. Cunha's been decent overall, but like those two, I think are in an absolute class of their own.
No Gabriel this month.
Gabriel's been good, but like
Again, like it's standards.
as you allude to, it's standards.
It's West Ham. He gets a clean sheet against West Ham, clean sheet and an assist against Fulham, and then a clean sheet against Palace. So like respectable, but I think for him to win it with how good Arsenal are defensively, it needs to be like a City, a Liverpool.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm saying is like United went to Liverpool away and beat them. We had Sunderland at home who just beat Chelsea like away from home. It just beat they're second in the league or third in the league at the minute. Where are Sunderland? They're second in the league at the moment. We beat them comfortably 2-0 at home. And then obviously we put the game against Brighton was a team that we've lost to 3 games in a row. Like United standards are lower, which means 3 games in a row has me buzzing. It's got me back in United kits. How often do you see me on this show on a United kit?
in October anyway, isn't there?
Yeah,
there's only been 3 games.
Skewed, really, isn't it?
Yeah, but what are you gonna do? Like count games in other months and be like, hold on, we're gonna combine September and
what
October.
happens if you
for
win
this month.
5? What do you do?
5 games in a row.
What happens to Dylan?
What do you mean? What do I do?
I don't know. Does the hair go or?
Why would my hair go?
I don't know. Well, it was like
I haven't signed up for
a
anything.
United collective.
I said a few streams ago, if United win 10 games in a row, I'll be hammering in again.
10 in a row.
But I said that's what it'll take to convince me, because as much as I'm loved how we've played at the moment, Ruben Amorim, he's on a bit of a Jose Mourinho arc at the moment. In that Mourinho's specialty was setting up against teams, wasn't it? It was changing his team every single week, not necessarily the personnel, but the tactics and how they played to be able to nullify an opposition. That's why we've won our last 3 games.
If we're going to go, because it was quite a short month, player that's come in, made an immediate impact. The team that he plays for is unbeaten for the month of October, and they're riding high near the top of the Premier League. Krupi. from
Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Bournemouth.
Yeah.
He's only a young lad as well.
Yeah, he scored 3 because he scored yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah.
Or,
I think he got a brace the week before.
Yeah.
yeah, he got a brace the week before. I only know that because he's been
And
on
he's
my
only
bench
come
in
over
FPL.
here from France.
Yeah, like 19 over
Yeah,
from Lorient.
so-
Annoying or West
No,
Ham
it's a
manager. Can't touch him
definite
now.
shout because I mean Evan Nilsson's been out and then he's just slotted in immediately.
And
Yeah.
he's scoring goals, and his team are second in the league, which, that's phenomenal, really.
Yeah.
So I think you have to give him an honourable mention, if not serious contention for. But I wouldn't argue with Mbeumo.
Yeah, I do think. And then what about manager of the month? This may be a little more contentious because despite what I've just said, I'm going and I think it'll be Ruben Amorim. I think he'll get player of the month. Player of the month, manager of the month, which is mad. By the way,
I think it will be.
Ruben
as well.
Amorim winning manager of the month after the
Is that
after the
sympathy
first month
vote?
we had.
Because if
Well,
we're talking
Is it
about
sympathy vote because we beat Liverpool, we beat Brighton, we I think like in
What
terms
about
of
our manager?
three games.
He's won pretty much
But,
all his
but you-
games,
but you-
and we've stuffed Atletico in the Champions League.
Nah, but
With
it's
joint
Yeah,
Premier
because
League
so
manager
the
of the
Premier League's going to go well done. Because then we may as well count Gyökeres's goals then. as Premier League goals.
fair enough.
Like,
but
what are we
yeah,
doing here?
Arsenal on top, 4 points clear.
But we've had a harder 3 games than you have. We've beaten a team at the ground that you couldn't beat them in. And
Thanks for that, by the way.
that is yeah, you're welcome. But that is inarguable. Like last weekend was United and Arsenal having an absolutely fantastic weekend because we said right at the beginning of the show, fantastic hate watch weekend. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. But I think it's mad to think, but I can't see the only other manager I'd give it to is probably Iraola.
Even he drew at Palace.
Even he drew up like
What about the Sunderland manager? What they've
the
done-
manager that lost Ruben Amorim beginning of the month.
Yeah, but when you consider they're fourth in the... Oh, listen, you know what? I don't have an issue with Amorim winning it.
Is that?
But I do think that...
I think if they give it to Amorim, it might convince the board to give him 4 more years rather than 3. So do it.
But is it a symptom of United just having a freakishly good month in comparison to recent, or is it the start of? Because this is the question I keep asking myself. I'm lying there in bed at night, 3 a.m, mulling my mind. It's really not, but it's like, well, I mean, actually, one of the comments just said Emery even has a shout. Yeah, that's true because
Villa
the game
picked up.
Yeah, because Villa have picked up and the game they lost was in the Europa League. Like, if we're not counting Atletico for in the Champions League, then we're not going to count the loss. That is another good shout. I just think that we've had, out of the teams who have won their 3 games, we've had the hardest 3.
Yeah.
Although I know 2 are at home. But is it a symptom of United are actually getting better? Or is it, like I said, it's just a case of Amorim's conceding a bit more? Like, we've got less possession per game at the moment, but we've got more shots. We scored 8 goals in 3 games, conceded 3 goals in those 3 games. Like, is United, are we actually getting better, or is it just a case of we're on a bit of a high at the moment?
I think you are getting better, and that's why I would say Amorim maybe does deserve manager of the month, because he's doing things he wasn't doing before. Like, I'm watching you when you're pressing off the ball, and it's kind of more of a 4 now at the back than it is a 5. Even though you're playing with a 5, you're sort of pressing in a 4, which is different. And then I'm seeing, the Liverpool game, and it's you score and Fernandes comes off, takes off his captain just because he needs more legs. He makes the Ahmad sub because he knows he needs a bit more of a wing back on there to defend. Like, he was actually managing the game well, which I've never seen from him. So I think he's actually maybe improving.
He's doing, honestly, Ruben Amorim is doing all the things that I said a month ago I was pulling my hair out about that he wasn't doing. I remember saying this. I was like, he's not making the small little changes, the small easy wins that he can do. And I literally said things like moving Mbeumo closer to Šeško up front. I'm kind of changing the midfield, having Cunha drop back a bit to make a bit more of a midfield 3. I'm not calling myself tactical genius or anything about all this stuff, but it was like easy things that was just not happening. And I was like, I didn't understand why they weren't happening, but now they are happening, and he's taking the small wins. But it's a case of he can keep doing the small wins for now, but we get into December, it goes from 3 games a month to 6 games a month. I want to see him use his squad well. Kobbie Mainoo will probably start a game or 2 now. Like, it's not happened so far this season, bar the Grimsby loss.
What have you made of him? I keep seeing him come off the bench, and I'm almost willing him to do well because I think he's being mistreated, Kobbie. But then I'm seeing, like, Brentford, he comes on and gives the ball away for their 3rd goal. He was a little bit loose the other time I watched him. Like, he's not really come on and stamped any authority for me, but is that just a case of he's literally getting like 10 minutes and he's rusty, so you can't expect him to come on and enforce anything?
he is a player he's the kind of quintessential kind of player that you can see is lacking in minutes. He's lacking
quintessential.
It's a fantastic word, isn't it? I think I'm up there with you in terms of some of the.
I've used that one myself
today, man.
That's a word I like. Quintessential.
Quintessential is a fantastic word, but Mbeumo is a quintessential example of a player who is suffering from the fact that he doesn't have any minutes. Like he's not playing because when he comes off the bench, he's not doing fantastically well. But he's not doing fantastically well because he's not getting the minutes to actually get the match sharpness to play. When the 90-minute game he's played, Grimsby away, he was by far our best player on the pitch. Now I know that he's against the League Two team, but all the rest of that, I'd say maybe the only decent players in that game were maybe Cunha was all right. Mbeumo was good. Everyone else disappeared. And when Maguire came on, like he was because Maguire wasn't good until we just started launching balls in the box. And Maguire's obviously fantastic in the box. Yeah, literally he played at striker, which is what has been his best position this season. Maguire at striker. But I see Mbeumo as he is a player who, when he's in rhythm, is fantastic. But when he was playing twice a week for us, and when he was then starting for England, and he was just kind of. Things started. It was just rolling off the back for him. Life was so easy because it was just he knows what he's doing. He's technically better than most people, I'd say, in the Premier League. In terms, I'd say put him in like top 10% of technicians in the Premier League.
Where you're not even really thinking about what you're doing because you've just done it so often. I mean,
and just naturally he just knows what he should be doing at most of the time. So when that's interrupted, it then throws everything off, and then things like the Brentford stuff, because the Brentford game happens. And suddenly, therefore, you're like, okay, now I'm not going to start you against Sunderland, or I'm not going to give you 45 minutes against Sunderland.
I mean, me and Laurie had like similar debates before. It's not the same like caliber of player, but we always just say about Nketiah. You know, Arsenal fans are saying, oh, he doesn't score, he doesn't have a future. But then Laurie would always say, well, you're giving him 7 minutes off the bench. Like, what are you expecting the guy to do? Like, he's not going to come on and prove that he can be Arsenal's number 9 if you're giving him like 10, 12 minutes.
We saw a good example of that same thing yesterday when Mourinho come on. Did you notice that the first couple of touches he had when he came on, you either gave the ball away or run it out of play? Because you're having trouble getting up to the speed of the game, you know what I mean? So it's
especially when it's so chaotic, when Palace are launching the ball forward and you're bringing on a bloke and being like, well, you need to get up to this chaotic speed immediately. Right. Like, we're not going to play your game because we're just going to fire the ball at you.
Yeah. We have digressed slightly, but I would just say, I think it's no surprise that United's form has elevated since Cunha's come into the team. He does make a big difference.
Oh yeah,
so as well as when Mbeumo's done, Mbeumo, whoever. Mbeumo. Looking at from the outside looking in, I think Cunha's going to be big for you guys. If you can keep him fit, he's going to be.
I remember when
Ineos' recruitment, by the way.
Oh yeah. It's been fantastic.
Ugarte.
I think every single one of their signings has been great, bar Manly Ugarte.
But also, thank you, Ugarte, for injuring Havertz, and then we got Eze because of it. So, I mean, look, if United fans won't appreciate you, we'll appreciate you coming into the season.
Do you want him?
No,
you can appreciate him even more.
We don't like him that much.
20 mil.
But like, thank you for helping us sign Eze. But other than that, like, you can stay up north.
Yeah, I think our recruitment's been so underrated, both in the aspect of the first team and in the academy. Like, obviously, most of you guys won't know what's going on in the United Academy at the moment. We've just been collecting a load of like really good young talented players from Arsenal, from teams like Southampton, etc. as well.
Oh, you got Aiden Heaven in it.
Aiden Heaven,
and Cheeto.
Aiden Heaven's now got more Premier League assists this season than Wirtz. Yeah,
wow.
With the assist for I say the assist for Mbeumo's goal, but that was all Bruno Fernandes, man.
I'm assuming we're agreeing then that it is Amorim, is it?
I think it's going to be
a United double.
Yeah, United double. And then goal of the month. There's been so many goals. Like,
I can assure you, it's probably not us.
It won't be us either.
Because we scored. What we scored? A corner, a free kick. As a scissor kick, to be fair, is nice.
It's half decent, but then you're not saying goal.
It's Trossard against Fulham from a corner. It's a Rice rebound and a Saka penalty against West Ham. So I might, other than Eze, I might withdraw us from the goal of the month competition.
Yeah,
they can have that. We'll just keep the title.
Yeah, I don't know who's going to win goal of the month. I mean, we'll find out. Connor Green in the comments said, I'm only reading this out because it's a positive for United. Is Laurie saying, thank God, Šeško being far better and I'm an Arsenal fan than Gyökeres.
Sorry, say that again.
Laurie saying, thank God about you signing Gyökeres over Šeško.
Oh, okay.
And then he said, he goes, Šeško been far better.
Well, our contributor will be pleased to know we've had a Us three actually have had a big debate about Gyökeres.
Yeah, we did it off camera as well. I don't know why we did this.
Maybe we just need to record.
What conclusion did we come
video.
to? What conclusion did we come to? We came to the conclusion, correct me if I'm wrong, that, well, certainly you guys was espousing the notion that Sesko is the more talented footballer, which, hey, I wouldn't disagree with. But my thing I always circle back to is goals. As I've said many, many times, and I'm more than happy to repeat it, the striking position or the centre forward in any football team is the most binary position on the pitch in which to judge a footballer. In that, you judge a striker on how many goals he scored, not by how well he holds the ball up, brings others into play. That's all good. That's all cool. Goals is what they're judged by. And at the moment, correct me if I'm wrong, Gyökeres has more goals this season than Sesko.
Yeah, but then
over to you guys.
And then I threw the argument to you that Šeško has more goals per 90. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
If you think about the 2 sets of minutes, Gyökeres has 5 goals, but he's taken longer to do it.
But
because Šeško doesn't have the minutes. But it comes down to
it's what you want.
It's what you value in a striker.
Yeah, I value
for us,
goals.
especially with our team, I value someone who can bring the ball down, turn a man, and then be able to either run with it at speed because Šeško's quick, or be able to actually play the right weight of pass into someone who's running through and goal like Mbeumo, or someone like Cunha or Ahmad, or anyone running forwards. Whereas at Arsenal, I think the way Arteta set you up is much more zonal than how we set up. It's like, Saka, you're on the right, you stay on the right. Martinelli, you stay on the left. And then the midfield is like you don't see Declan Rice too often wandering from right midfield all the way up to the left wing or something like that.
It's a controlled setup.
Player who has that sort of freedom more than anyone is Calafiori. He seems to be just popping up literally wherever he likes.
He's a maverick.
And whereas at United, it's a lot more free. Like you've got Šeško sometimes drops in and he's level with Bruno. Or like Cunha drops in and Cunha's behind Bruno Fernandes, even though Bruno Fernandes is the number 6 or number 8 and Cunha's the left winger. So I think if you put Gyökeres and ask him to do what Šeško is doing in our system, Gyökeres, he can't do it. I don't think Gyökeres will be able to do that. And I do also think that if Šeško was in Arsenal's team, he would make you guys a little more dynamic than you currently are. But or maybe even much more dynamic, just more dynamic. But if you value goals and you think Gyökeres is just going to score more goals, then
that's why we bought him.
Then fair dues.
That's why we bought him.
No comment from me.
Yeah, and no comment from you. Are you sure you don't want to be slaughtered by Arsenal fans again?
No. I mean, the whole thing for Arsenal fans in the summer was, I think we unanimously agreed that Sesko is more talented and in a few years' time will possibly hit a higher peak than Gyökeres will, like quality-wise of what he can achieve. But Victor Gyökeres is the win-now striker who will hit the ground running and fire us to a title. So my criticism would be, we can't be sitting here saying, well, give Gyökeres a season to get up to speed, because the whole argument of choosing him was that he doesn't need that time. Sesko needs that time, but Gyökeres hits the ground running. But, we're 9 games into the Prem.
As some of the comments have pointed out, there are there's 7 months left. We've got a long time to go. Cube says, look, Man United fans suddenly believe in Amorim Ra. Nah, I still don't believe that he's a long-term option, but all I see is that he's finally doing the stuff that we've been begging him to do for about 6 months. He's finally making and ultimately, he's made the changes later than I thought he would, but I remember saying back in April, May, it was, he's being really inflexible now, but when he gets given the players that he wants, he will then become more flexible.
How much of it is him?
How much of it is him?
And how much of it is just player quality? Like that Bruno Fernandes dummy. That's just unreal.
Amorim's platforming the players to play better is the best way I can say it. So
I guess what Jack is saying, is it because of him or in spite of him?
At the end of the day, it was, like, I'd say the game against Burnley, we won that game in spite of how Ruben Amorim set us up. But in the game against Liverpool, we won that game because of how Ruben set that one up. Because he's adapting more to the teams, which short term is going to get him wins, which is going to get him points on the board, which is going to get him time. So he's doing the right thing now, but he's doing it a month after I thought he would. Like when we came back after the international break against City, and it was just the same thing that we played against Grimsby and Burnley, we got beat 3-0. We got absolutely packed in by Man City. And I was like, duh.
Like, obviously, you've played the same.
And then the Chelsea game, I have no idea what we were going to do, but then Chelsea went a man down 7 minutes in. And to be fair, Mbeumo was playing close to Šeško that game, so that may have been where Amorim actually started changing stuff. But then against Brentford, Amorim just got that one wrong against Brentford. Like, he was playing De Ligt out wide. Delit's not the one thing Delit's not fantastic at is dealing with balls over his head in behind. So playing him at right centre back when Brentford are just going to go bang, 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 doesn't help. But yeah, Amarin's making the changes that he should do now. But I still am very hesitant to say that he's actually going to be the right guy in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years' time.
Well, he's getting 3 years, whether you like it or not, apparently.
Apparently, yeah. I mean,
you should buckle up.
I still don't think that's odds on.
Buckle up.
I'll tell you what, though, they've got a very interesting game this weekend. You go away to Forest. They've got a new manager, Dykes.
They've got a new manager, but his win was 2 penalties, and then they lost at home on the weekend. Like
But they are at home, and it is Man United.
Who did they lose against?
Bournemouth, right?
But yeah, it was Bournemouth. You're right. I mean, they got like some of the stats. You look at the stats of the game. Like Bournemouth, 52-48% possession. Bournemouth 13 shots to their 8, 5 shots on target to their 4. Neither team had a big chance apparently.
No, it was Krupi.
Well, yeah, because Krupi scored from about 35 yards.
Yeah, and then
he did 0.03 xG with that one. But yeah, Forest. It's another one of those teams that we just traditionally lose against away from home.
That is most at this point.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, but
that's a lot of away games.
It's like, so for example, like Brighton.
Yeah,
they're one of only 2 teams in Premier League history to win back-to-back games at Old Trafford.
So us with Fulham.
We haven't won in the Premier League against Forest at home in a couple years. It was the last time we won at the City Ground was 89-minute Casemiro winner in the FA Cup in 2024.
Was last year the one where Gibbs White shoots along the floor down the middle of the goal and Onana somehow just falls the wrong way?
Mm-hmm, yeah. And then the season before that, it was like we won 1-0 down. Then Rashford scored. It was on like New Year's Eve. And then we lost 2-1. No, it was Alanga scored last year. Alanga ran through.
Oh yeah.
Alanga, it was the 11th minute of the game. Yeah, Gibbs White goal was Old Trafford. And even when we beat them at Old Trafford a couple of years ago, 3-2, we were 2-0 down in 4 minutes.
That was the one where Onana just jumps backwards when it for a 1-0 when he's throwing goal. He just sits down.
Yeah, it was like we had a corner and then they had a counter attack and just scored it.
Yeah,
it was that was absolutely disgusting. But yeah, so Nottingham Forest is one of those games where we've traditionally lost, but in the last few games we've been dispelling these like demons that have been above us. The Anfield thing, first time in a decade. Brighton, first time we beat them Old Trafford in 4 years. Brentford, we still lost 3-1.
Likewise with Arsenal. We went to Newcastle, beat them. Hadn't done too well there in recent years. Fulham, beat them. Hadn't won there for a couple of seasons. West Ham, it's been a bit of a slippery banana.
Yeah, I mean, West Ham are just diabolical this season.
Even like early Arteta, if you want to compare it more to Amarim, it was like we never won at Stamford Bridge, and then he sort of ticked that off, and now we do quite well there, and we'd never won at Old Trafford since like 2004, and he managed to get that, and it's like most of Arsenal's Premier League wins at Old Trafford have come under Arteta now or something.
Yeah,
he's like the third manager that's beaten you the most times, right?
I think so.
It's like Wenger, Pep,
and then Arteta.
Yeah, so like he did that one, but
it was also coming a period where we were at our absolute
West Ham,
worst.
they're in dire trouble.
They're so bad.
Nuno,
who's your 3 going down? I had this debate the other
Wolves, West Ham, and AN other at this moment, but Wolves and West Ham.
But Burnley or Leeds, and then Wolves.
Well, yeah, could be.
I mean, do you reckon Forest are saving it then? Because obviously Forest are 18th, 5 points. They're 3 behind Liverpool. Sorry,
combination of good players and a decent manager that's structured and knows what to do.
He'll just set them up in a nice. We've got 4 at the back. We've got 2 holding midfielders, a 10, 2 wingers, and a striker. Just normal football. None of this.
West Ham and
I saw
Wolves
Ange's last lineup.
Yeah, they're terrible.
They really are.
Do you agree with what Carragher said about them? I think it was Carragher. He said it doesn't really matter what manager you get in because they're the most unathletic team.
Well, he did back it up with stats.
Yeah. He was like, they can't run, they don't cover ground, they can't press. Like,
they can't defend corners or crosses.
Doesn't matter who you bring in. They can't defend when you're static, and they've not got the energy and the pace to press.
And I'll be honest as well, and I said this at the time, so I'm not being wise after the event. When Arsenal played West Ham, and obviously I've watched all Arsenal's games this season, they were the worst team to come to the Emirates by a country mile. They were awful.
Oh yeah,
we should have beaten them.
But yeah, we put 5 past Leeds, but that was a bit of a freak where we just
I actually said that. I referenced that as well. So although we scored 5 goals against Leeds, they gave us more of a battle than West Ham. We beat West Ham without coming out of first gear, let alone second gear.
Yeah, I look at that team and I cannot believe I'm watching a team that are worse at defending set pieces than we were last season.
Yeah.
We
How
were
many is
horrendous.
that 9 already? Or it might
Yeah,
be more now,
nine or 10 this season already.
considering set pieces, and we weren't even one of them.
Yeah, you didn't. Yeah, you didn't.
Of all the teams,
I've literally
we
in,
didn't
in,
score
in
a set piece
FPL
against
this
well.
week.
We scored a
I've
penalty,
brought
but-
in FPL this week. I've brought in Voltamada and Dan Burn.
Oh,
I'm just going, and they've got West Ham. Because I'm just like, cool. Who are Newcastle going to target in crosses and set pieces? The 2 tallest players. Bang! I'm genuinely tempted to captain Voltamada.
Do you know as well they've conceded the most goals in the Premier League this season, including Wolves?
I'm honestly not shocked. Yeah.
And
not surprised.
They've conceded 20.
Exactly. Nuno could get sacked twice in the same season at this rate because the fans are already walking
but
out.
who's out there?
All their
What
games.
firefighter managers are out there? I mean, Big Sam's
Dyche.
long done. Yeah, Big Sam's long gone now. Surely he's not dusting his.
Well, he's already
tie.
done the West Ham gig, isn't he?
Yeah, he's done
He's
that.
already done the West Ham gig. So
I
watched them against Leeds. I watched.
They're
that
just.
game.
I think they are. West Ham and Wolves are nailed on to go down.
Yeah.
I think. I can't see any sort of rescuing here. I'm not seeing a derby derby season where they got like 8 points. I think these guys are going to at least hit like
Jared.
15.
I tell you who
Jared
else needs
Bowen.
to be a bit careful. You know, Fulham. They're losing game after game.
Yeah, well, I mean, Fulham are on 8 points. They are 3 points off relegation
That's
against
4 straight
Forest.
they've lost now.
Jared
Fulham's-
Bowen, get out of West Ham. I know you're sort of married to the club, like there's like your family club, but
Surely there's a clause in his unofficial contract.
You've got a World Cup.
that he's allowed to leave if they go down.
We've got a World Cup in the summer, and you're not doing yourself any.
To be fair,
favours.
Fulham are playing Wolves at home next,
Well, they need
so
to-
that
Did you see the
could be a
Wolves players
fantastic
and
game.
manager confronting the fans.
No,
It was,
did they?
Yeah.
Was it Jose Sá?
Yeah, Vitor Pereira goes over to the fans at the end and has a bit of, and Strand Larsen, and they have a bit of a shouting match with the fans. And then Jose Sá's having a bit of a shouting match outside. And I think Strand Larsen and a couple of others have put statements out on Twitter being like, you deserve better. Like, we know it's not good enough. Like, stick with us.
Jose Sá apparently had a sort of verbal altercation with a fan.
It's either outside the ground or outside the training ground, but he's proper going at them being like, do you think I'm not trying?
He actually said to
I'm
one.
not
I
deliberately
think he said
letting
to
the
one of
goals
the
in.
fans. The quote I saw was that, "You think we don't care about this club? Whenever we lose, I don't even talk to my wife after a game."
Yeah.
So I was thinking, you've probably not spoken to your wife all season.
Separate bedrooms.
It's probably the last time he spoke to his wife.
Just gets
was,
home.
was before August.
How was work? How was work?
Because honestly, Wolves are, and they're just giving the manager a new 3-year deal. I'm like,
Yeah.
What is
Strand
going on?
Larson's probably sat there going, why have I just done this?
No, I'm not even
Why the
talking
two
about
players
him.
to
I'm
leave?
talking about the manager.
No, I know, but remember at the
Yeah.
same time, Strand
Oh, yes,
Larson,
that's
obviously,
true.
He was trying to go
permanently.
Newcastle.
And then he was what was it? David Ornstein said he's politely asked to join Newcastle. He just went no. Yeah, it is what it is. Another team we haven't really spoken about, Spurs. So Spurs become the first men's team to win at the Hill Dickinson Stadium.
Wigan under 18s.
Yes, that's for the first. Okay, yeah, the first senior men's team.
team.
They're actually just the third team to win it because it's
Yeah.
Wigan's under 18s and Man United
women.
women. Yeah, Jess Park came off the bench, scored twice. What a game, 4-1 win, I think it was. But Spurs look fantastic away from home and then a little uninspiring at home.
Yeah. It was spoken about on FCM last night. Obviously, if people haven't seen that, it's definitely worth watching. They had Dan on there, a nice little guest. But he was basically saying that Thomas Frank manages Spurs like they're Brentford. Like, he still sort of treats them like underdogs. Whereas if you're Spurs, you should be going into your home games and being like, right, we are Spurs, so we're going to go and sort of stand for authority and win this game. But he's still kind of doing the Brentford of like, let's see what the opposition have got and let's be pragmatic and figure out a way of containing them, whereas he needs to be a bit more, back yourself a bit more.
And what I would say to those fans is, indeed, I said that to Fuad yesterday. Shout out to Fuad. I said did you not watch Thomas Frank when he was managing Brentford? Because this is how this guy manages. He's what you call a pragmatic manager.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw evidence as well of that when we played them, Jack, in pre-season. They got the
Early
goal
goal
just before half-time, and the second half, they just completely locked it off. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Now, to Jack's point, Fuad did make the point to me also. He said, that's fine, but come on now. When we play some of the so-called lesser teams, I expect us to be a bit more expansive. And I guess he has a point. But nevertheless, what Spurs are seeing now is what Thomas Frank has been doing for years with Brentford.
They've got a lower XG from open play this season than Arsenal. And considering how they were calling us Stoke and how boring we are and how it's set piece FC, they've got a lower XG from open play.
And they literally, Van der Ven's both goals yesterday were literally from corners. Who, by the way, is the more I watch Van der Ven, the more I'm just like, he's that guy. Van der Ven is just that guy. Like I put him in my top 5 centre backs.
Do you have him above Romero? I don't think he's as good of a defender.
I think he, at the end of their careers, I'm going to call Van der Ven a better defender, but not right now.
Would you have him in Arsenal's team then?
No.
What, Van der Ven?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't put.
Okay.
If you're talking about players playing their best.
Because you said you had him in your top 5, so that's two.
No. So my top 5 were literally Arsenal's 2 defenders, Spurs' 2 defenders, and then De Ligt. This is what I said the other day, mate. Yeah, I mean,
De Ligt has been.
De Ligt has been astonishing this season. He's been a magnificent defender. He's like, it's just, it's so lovely for De Ligt to watch a wonder kid, or someone who's dubbed like a wonder kid, 18, 19-year-old Ajax captain, centre back.
How old is he now?
25, just turned 26. So it's like
So
kind
you
of.
had him ahead of a Gay and Van Dijk and people like that?
Yes, ahead of Van Dijk.
This season, probably.
This season?
Yeah, no, I'm literally just talking about from first game of the season. I'm just talking about this season. Mark Gay is probably the one I might put in, but I'd put him in over Saliba. Because Saliba's had times where he was injured, didn't play a couple games and stuff. So that's why.
So that's Gabriel, Saliba, Van der Ven, Gay, and
De Ligt. Yeah, if I was to put Gay in, he would be 5th with Saliba, like mixing with Saliba. But obviously there are more than just 5 good centre backs. Sanassi's been amazing this season for Bournemouth. Bournemouth's whole back line has been incredible. There are
considering they lost all of them.
Huh?
Considering they lost all of their defenders, the ones they had at home already were quite good.
Yeah, but even like Lacroix for Crystal Palace as well has been gone massively under the radar.
Yeah, he's
been really good. But that was my top 5.
Wolfsburg had Lacroix and Van der Ven as a centre back pairing's wild. Like that's pacey.
That's so quick.
That's good.
Yeah, I just wish Van der Ven's hamstrings weren't made of cheese. like if he can stay fit, if he learns how to stay fit, maybe, and that might be a case of you being able to use his sprinting better and not just spend the entire time sprinting.
It's not the Ange thing where every time the opposition get the ball, they're firing it. You're having to turn and sprint every time.
Yeah, exactly. If he can understand how to use that better, then he's got the ability to become one of the best centre backs in the Premier League. I mean, I think this season really has been, but I think I tweeted the other day. I said, I think, test the waters next summer. We got Harry Maguire, if he doesn't sign a new deal, if we got Luke Shaw potentially going, test the water for Van der Ven.
Left centre back Van der Ven would be unreal.
Yeah, he'd be ridiculous. He'd be absolutely ridiculous. That and he would
bring back Chris Wilder underlapping centre backs.
Oh yeah, it'd be very good. Yeah, but Spurs' form away from home is not fantastic. But they are, they're up to 3rd in the league now? Yeah, 3rd in the league, 17 points, level with Sunderland, ahead of Man City, ahead of Man United, ahead of Liverpool. I think although we talk about Thomas Frank being pragmatic, maybe obviously he as a manager will continue to learn. He's obviously in this first, 6 or 7.
He's a good manager.
He's within his first 10 years of managing.
And I do think some of the criticism is a little unfair. He's obviously trying to stabilise the club. And when you're trying to stabilise things, you have to make things quite solid and structured, and then you can evolve.
It's whether he can evolve is the question, because say Arsenal might go to Tottenham this year and they'll set up with a back 5, couple of defensive midfielders, and they might get away with a draw because of it, but there's only so long they can do that before the fans start going, right, now how do we go and win that game? How do we play 4 at the back and take the game to Arsenal and become that good team? It's whether he can then make that jump from finding a way to get results and being pragmatic to actually being the team to beat, and it's whether he's got that. And
it'll take time. That does take time. I mean, as you say, he's stabilising. I think we forget just how ridiculous Spurs last season was.
17th.
Yeah, 17th, and they're the team that have lost the most games while not being relegated ever. In the league. 22 losses. So I think there is maybe a case of, he's got to stabilise. He's got the players. He's got good players. I'm sure Xavi, for example, would really benefit from them being a little more expansive and open.
They've got Kulusevski to come back.
I love Kulusevski. What a player. Finally, just before we wrap up, I want to quickly touch on Chelsea, just because it's funny. Chelsea, obviously, they won their last 2 games before the Sunderland match, because in the 93rd minute. Their defence, for a team that spent that much money, even their whole starting 11, just doesn't look like good, does it?
No, it's been the whole thing. I mean, I think Mayowa said it on FCM a few weeks ago that you look at the amount of money they've spent, and then it's like Disassi's been banished to Azkaban. Badiashile isn't very good. They don't trust Chalobah, and he's a youth product. Fofana was 70 million and is barely around. So they are at a point where so much
And
money.
their best centre back
Is
was injured.
Achimpong or Achimpong. The best.
Oh,
No, I think Colwell was their best.
Colwell's the best
of all the
centre-back,
money
and
they've
Achimpong
spent,
is
it's
one of the
two
best young
academy
centre-backs.
products. You spent $2 billion, and Achimpong and Colwell is your best pairing.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how Chelsea get on the next few weeks, but if not, it could be a couple unfortunate conversations for Matisse to be having. He got away with one as well, by the way, on the stream earlier today.
Yeah, he did have to hold that, respectfully.
48 minutes of just like going straight at Alex. But either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. Live at 5, obviously we are live every weekday, 5 till 6 p.m. Go through all the latest football drama, all the latest football news. We've got the Carabao Cup action coming up this week. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, we'll be previewing all those games, looking towards the weekend action as well towards the end of this week. Make sure to like, subscribe, and everything, and vote for FCM as well. FCM are up for an award. There's a QR code just below you can see here. Make sure, like, subscribe, comment, and everything, all of that. Apart from that, I will see you tomorrow at 5 p.m.
Welcome along,
That is
weekend
unbelievable.
rounder. Oh my days. We're in for a great show today, guys. Well, what about the North London derby?
I'm not getting rattled.
We're 3 points off top 4, so it's not looking too bad.
Yeah.
Foden 88, Saka 87. I think that's wrong.
Nice that you put your top on. You want to take it off and get the branding out? Happy birthday!
Make a wish to win the league.
I did.
But how much chance of Arsenal have of winning the Champions League?
0, mate.
If we got through PSV, do you think there's any chance?
No,
that we
no,
know?
no.
Hang on, let me finish.
Predictions
2-1 Tottenham.
3-1 Liverpool.
2-0 Wolves. Chelsea to beat Man United at Old Trafford.
Still there.
You're in trouble if we win this game.
You better not lose on Saturday.
We beat the world champions this weekend. That makes you world champions.
We're the world champions, but you're not in a title.
This is why you'll never win the league.
6 billion down the drain.
Robbie celebrating a 1-0 win. Abby Pilates instead of trophies. You never walk alone.
Catch us every Monday for the weekend roundup.
Well, they had falling out.
To be fair, it's not even like AFTV have good views at the minute now. They're on 520. Monday evening is just long. Yeah, I mean,